Hey guys, I played through Doom 2016 on the Switch and I am really happy about the port. It has been truly fantastic, it's a stable 30 FPS, and I wrote a review on scisociety.net. I will put a link down in the description, but now without further ado, let's start with the review. I really loved Doom 2016. When I heard that Doom is getting a port for the Nintendo Switch, I was more than excited. Being able to play one of my favorite games of the recent years was a delightful prospect. Doom featured an amazing campaign that was fun from start to finish. The graphics were top-notch, and the soundtrack was definitely among the best soundtracks ever written for any video game in gaming history, in my opinion. The big question with the Nintendo Switch version is, can this current gen beast of a video game run well on a Nintendo Switch? Panic Button did a truly amazing job with the Switch version of Doom. Almost every graphical effect is retained in the Switch version, while still offering a pretty damn amazingly stable frame rate. And the main goal in any video game port should be exactly that. Retain the full experience and the feeling of a release. The Nintendo Switch version of Doom works with many small tricks. One major method of preventing an unplayable frame rate mess is the use of dynamic resolution. The game will dynamically scale the resolution depending on the load on the Tegra X1 GPU solution for the Switch hybrid console. I'm more than happy to report that the Switch version stays true to its 30 frames per second promise, and even the frame pacing is quite solid as well in most occasions. The image might scale down to various resolutions such as 360p in order to provide extra headroom for visual effects. I think that the occasional trade-off in visual fidelity is well worth it. During the intense battles that you fight in Doom, you will barely have a moment to actually analyze the picture output of the game. Frame rates rarely drop below 30, and when it happens, it is usually during Doom's amazing glory kills. Those kills are basically a closed animation loop, and you can't interact with your figure or with anything in the game while they are running. So those drops are completely fine with me. I can't do anything in the game anyway. Maybe it slows down a little bit for this glory kill animation, but that's totally fine with me as a trade-off for amazing graphics and overall retained visual fidelity in FX. This will happen anyway in a rather fast-paced animation. During that quick animation, it is not possible to interact with the game, as I said, so that is fine. Overall, Doom 2016 is a true visual treat. As I mentioned, the visual effects are more or less completely retained, and they especially shine in handheld mode. I personally almost exclusively play my Switch out of the dock, since I have other gaming solutions for the big screen, like the PS4 Pro, PC and so forth. While a drop to 360p really looks immensely muddy on a modern 4K TV, it still looks completely okay on the 6.2-inch LCD screen from the Nintendo Switch. Shadows, volumetric effects like smoke and also Gaussian blur, and even the particle system of Doom are still there and working just fine, even if they are dialed down a little bit in comparison to the big versions. The Panic Button uses the right techniques in the right spots. It still looks and feels like the original release. So for me, this is really an amazing port and way better than, for example, if I look back on Vita's ports like Borderlands 2, this is a difference like day and night. The Doom port really shines in those departments like fluidity, which is so important to the core gameplay of Doom and its experience. Furthermore, there is really nothing that Panic Button had to cut in this release. They didn't have to cut any corners when it comes to level design or gameplay mechanics. You get the complete experience single player wise, and they also added in the arcade mode for some extra replayability. The levels are present in full, including all geometry, layouts, etc. Everything that was there on the PC and console releases is also in this version of the game. Bright future for Nintendo's hybrid console, in my opinion. This basically opens the door for many other developers and publishers to bring their bigger games on the Nintendo Switch if it is somehow possible. This port is not only a marvelous technical achievement, it also opens the door for bigger AAA titles to get ported over. Since Doom's release on the Nintendo Switch, Bethesda and Panic Button Games already released another current generation AAA shooter in form of Wolfenstein, the new Colossus. And it doesn't look like this would be the end. Panic Button achieved something substantial with this port, since it was kind of the first of its kind. This is not a dumbed down bad version of an amazing game, but instead a brilliant way to take your favorite shooter with you wherever you go. Furthermore, Panic Button just recently teased that they will announce a major AAA port for the Nintendo Switch shortly. And I cannot wait to finally find out which game this will be. So this was it with the review for the Doom version for the Nintendo Switch. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please help us out by subscribing to our channel and also hit the like button. That helps us out a ton. You can also head over to scisociety.net to read the full review. You have it there in written form with some gameplay and some screenshots, etc. So go check that out if you like. And we are going to see us in the next video, which will probably be a review of Mario or Zelda or any other AAA title, maybe even another port. So stay tuned to the channel, hit that bell button down there and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.